But let's get to this next one, man. What do you want to talk about? This Godzilla times Kong, the new empire.
It's kind of hard to explain, but I'll somewhat read the synopsis. Two ancient titans, Godzilla and Kong, clash in an epic battle as humans unravel their intertwined origins and connection to the Skull Island mysteries. Kong and Godzilla meet up again and start kicking ass, left and right. This is a real dumb movie. You know, you're dealing with kaiju, so it's not high art or anything. But overall, I love this film. It stars Rebecca Hall, Dan Stevens, Brian Tyree Henry, Kaylee Hotley. Who else is in this? Those are the biggest stars that's actually in this film. But
Godzilla and Kong, ain't nobody.
Oh yeah, and we do have Godzilla and Kong. Really had like I said, I just had a lot of fun with this. It, just my inner child was just like screaming and hopping and jumping and all over the theater. I did have a co-audience with me when I watched this, so I was the only person that was really hyped in this. I did see it in 3D also, which looked amazing. Go ahead, Corey.
I had that problem too, man. Like, I don't know what's going on with these draw audiences, because I seen this twice by the time we're doing this show now. I saw it on Wednesday, and then I went again Saturday night with some of my buddies, man, and I had a blast, man. I'm hooting and hollering, because the thing that stood out to me, like, this was a little different. I feel like Kong and Zilla, they're not against each other that much really in this film, so they come together to beat a common foe, and that's set up earlier in this film because I think in Kong vs. Zilla, they were really trying to kill each other. You know what I'm saying?
Well, right now they're right now they're separated. Like, Kong is in Hollow Earth, and Godzilla is on the surface, the planet's surface.
Yeah, so the crazy part to me is that Godzilla, this is the least Godzilla of all the films since they came back. Someone pointed that out to me. Yeah. So essentially it's Kong's movie, and Kong he's lonely and he's trying to find his people, and he's been just wandering around the Hollow Earth, looking for signs of his tribe, and you go looking for stuff, you find it. So and what he finds just sets a lot of stuff into motion, man. And it's funny stuff to me, because I'm shocked that they gave Kong so much time alone, like really, like you feel like you're on a quest with this character. Meanwhile, Godzilla is just out here on his own for some reason, just wrecking shit, and he's powering up, yo. He goes to absorbs a nuclear plant, man. Then he's fighting other titans and absorbing abilities. By the way, it's crazy.
Absorbing power from titans that are like sleeping and resting and minding their own damn business.
They ain't even doing nothing. That's the funny part to me.
That. So he was deboing power.
It's crazy. It's just almost like you're playing a video game and you gotta level up before you fight this boss. So you go out there and fight some other enemies until you get enough strength to go and beat the boss. But it's nuts, man. Like, what I really love though is Kong's characterization, man. The way he's emoting, he's not talking, but he's very expressive, man. And there's so many moments. That's what had me chuckling. Some of the moments, like there's that clip they put out like a couple weeks ago where Kong is standing outside a temple and he's trying to tell Godzilla to jump in the hole. And he's pointing at it. He's like, and Godzilla's like, I don't give a fuck about that hole. And just
Godzilla was like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, I felt like I was watching a wrestling match, man, like a funny wrestling match. That's what it feels like.
I'll tell you what it reminded me of. It reminded me of the fight between and They Live with Atomic Glasses.
Yeah, that's
Roddy
perfect way to
Piper
describe
and Keith David. Yeah, that reminded me of that. Because there wasn't no reason for them to fight, but Godzilla just wasn't going to just go jump in a hole with him and help him out.
It was perfect, man. Godzilla's more like, what you doing up here? Because they got a truce. I'll stay up here, you stay down there, and it's no problem. Like even like it's so goofy. Like there's a part where Kong has a toothache, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy, but I loved it. It's just something you wouldn't think of, but you're like, I mean, that could happen. What do you do when it's goofy?
But you know what makes that so cool? It was, if it was in any other movie and they didn't have the rock music that was playing when that was happening, it was just something like heavy, like something out of heavy metal when all that stuff was happening.
Yeah, it's goofy.
Did it not seem cool when he was getting the tooth extracted?
Yeah, it was so goofy, man. But it works, man. I love it, and even the human stuff. It was more tolerable to me than I think the last two films because they didn't spend a lot of time with them. When we did get humans, it was necessary to explain the stuff that because Godzilla and Kong they can't talk, especially Godzilla. He's just doing stuff, so they kind of help. They there to explain to us what was happening, and I ain't gonna spoil the cameo.
Kong was a little bit more humanized in this film, though, compared to some of the other ones, like with Skull Island and everything. So. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I kind of can't wait to see what the two of them do next. You know
what's awesome though? Kong has evolved because the Skull Island is like, what the hell are y'all doing here? And now he's kind of looking at humans. They're his allies. Like when that tooth thing happened, at first I was like, I didn't think about it, but they kind of give you a foreshadow in earlier when he's kind of like holding his mouth, and then when he climbs out, I just thought he got beat up, and then I looked, I was like, oh, his tooth is messed up. So it's kind of he going from trying to kick everybody out of the Skull Island to like, all right, these are my buddies, I can rely on them a little bit for help and stuff, and I have a relationship with them, man. So that's interesting, and the way this film ends, it does make you wonder like what's next. So I think in the next one we got to give Godzilla some more time and figure out what. I don't even know what you do after this, bro. There's still Titans out there.
I don't either. I kind of want them.
Something got to come from space, man.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Next. And they already defeated Monster Zero. So
yeah, still got Gigan. Gigan is out there. They ain't bringing him into the mix yet, and that dude was crazy. That would be crazy to see an update on him, like an upgraded, like.
And then some of like the alien race that they were dealing with in some of the I guess the Shoho the Shoho era. Okay. And I wouldn't mind seeing.
Yeah.
That's what kills me. Like a lot of people just complain about the humans in Godzilla films. Dude, there have always been humans in Godzilla films, but you just pretty much ignore most of the things that's happening with them.
Yeah, like if you look at the first Godzilla, that shit was like damn near all the human.
Yeah, it was a little too much. Yeah, it was still too much human in it.
They was all Quicksilver,
Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch was, you're seeing them a little too much in that film,
Ooh, I got the shit that came with my Godzilla figure from the movie that they was flying around in. It's just a chunk of plastic though, because I had to get this, man. I seen this shit in the Walmart. I was like, all right, this is $10. I got $10. I got to get the Kong with the
crazy
arm.
And I will admit, even when I was on this show a couple months ago, I was goofing on like how they were running like something like kind of a buddy cop film, and like Kong having a cyborg arm or whatever, a robotic arm. Man, I just shut the hell up, to myself and enjoyed every bit of that because I was telling you how ridiculous that looked, but it was total badassery when I actually saw it on,
it still does, man. Yeah, I like the villain here too, man. I think the villain had a little bit more development. He was kind of a cool, like he was definitely evil, man. I enjoyed his, the angle of Scar, I guess his name,
Scar King. Yeah,
I thought that was cool, man. Yeah, I looked to see if there was a post-credit scene, but they wasn't shit. So
I did too.
Because every time as soon as the credits came up, I googled that. I was like, is there gonna be something else after this? But I just got out of there. But yeah, I would highly recommend this, man. Monkey Man and Kong, man. This is good. Some good films in the movies right now.